Hello. In this week's Torah portion, Terumah, God begins to give instructions on how to build the tabernacle, the Mishkan. In particular, God chooses acacia woods for the Mishkan. Quotes, "You shall make the boards for the tabernacle of acacia wood." Why acacia in particular? Because the acacia tree does not bear fruit. The Midrash takes this as a hint that we should not build houses with the wood of trees that produce fruit. Quote, why acacia woods? The Holy One, blessed be He, taught proper conduct for the generations. If a person seeks to build his house of the wood from a fruit-bearing tree, say to him, if the King of Kings, to whom everything belongs, said to build the tabernacle from a tree that does not bear fruit, this applies to you all the more. End of quote. This teaching is repeated in Deuteronomy. Quote, in your war against a city that you have to besiege for a long time so you can capture it, you must not destroy its trees, wielding the axe against them. You may eat of them, but you must not cut them down, for it is the tree of the field a man who can join the besieged to escape you, only do not yield fruit may be destroyed. You may cut them down for constructing siege works against the city that is waging war on you, until it has been reduced. Unquote. Evidently, trees, and fruit trees in particular, occupy a special place in God's universe. Among the prime denizens of the Garden of Eden are the tree of knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life, placed in the middle. And when God settled Adam in the Garden of Eden, He gave me instructions to till it and care for it. We even have a holiday called the Rosh Hashanah La'ilanot, literally the new year of the trees, better known as Tu B'Shvat, because it occurs on the 15th day of the month of Shvat. It was instituted in the Mishnah. God orders the Israelites to plant trees in the Promised Land as one of their first concerns. Quote, when you will enter the land, you will plant fruit-bearing trees. We can only eat their fruit on the 5th year to allow them to first grow strong. Quote, on the 5th year you may eat its fruit, so that it will increase its produce for you. In the Midrash, Rabbi Akiva comments, here the Torah addresses itself to the evil inclination. The owner may lament, for 4 years I must work on this tree for nothing. It is therefore written as an incentive to increase its produce for you. A high priority for the state of Israel has always been to plant trees. The Jewish National Fund, JNF, has planted 250 million trees in Israel since it was founded in 1901, at the very beginning of Zionism. A favorite Jewish gift is to buy the recipient a tree in Israel, which comes with a certificate of ownership. JNF's Hebrew name, Keren Kayebetz LeIsrael, comes from the Mishnah, where we read the list of good deeds whose rewards are enjoyed in this world, while, quote, the principal merit will be for him in the world to come. HaKeren Kayemet Lo La'olam Haba, unquote. It refers to the fact that you must plant trees even though it will be a long time before you see the fruit of a tree after you begin planting it. The Talmud relates this well-known story. Quote, one day Rabbi Yochanan was walking on the roads and saw a man planting a carob tree. He said to him, how many years until this tree will be laden with fruit? He said to him, 70 years. He said to him, is it obvious to you that you will live another 70 years? He said to him, man found the world with carob trees. In the same way as my ancestors planted for me, I will also plant for my children. Unquote. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, who saved Judaism after the destruction of the Second Temple, said in the Talmud, quote, if you're holding a sapling in your hands and someone tells you, come quickly, the Messiah is here, first finish planting the tree, then go greet the Messiah. Unquote. The tree has priority. The Torah orders us to let the land lie fallow on the 7th year, Shemitah, meaning release, to allow it to replenish its minerals and nutrients. All agricultural activity is prohibited, except hydroponics. Should we protect the environment in general? Yes, not just trees, because God said, indeed, all the earth is mine. Mine is the world and all it holds. God is Adon Olam, Ribono Shel Olam, the master of the universe. He entrusted the earth, his possession, to us. As his guests, we must keep the place healthy, clean, and in good order. The commandment in our verse grew into a basic ethical principle in Jewish law, Bal Tashchit, do not destroy. It applies to all forms of needless waste, tearing clothing, wasting food, wasting lamp oil, etc. The Talmud gives many details. The logic for the extension of the commandment is that if, even in time of war, one must not destroy fruit trees, even though we have a good reason for doing so, all the more reason why we should not destroy anything under normal circumstances. The Talmud says, quote, one who rends his garments in his anger, or who breaks his vessels in his anger, or who scatters his money in his anger, should be like an idol worshiper in your eyes, because that is the craft of the evil inclination, unquote. The Sefer HaChinuch, Book of Education, a systematic discussion of all 613 commandments from 13th century Spain, writes, quote, this is the way of the pious and righteous people. They love peace, they are happy for the good of the creatures, they bring them close to Torah, and they do not destroy even a grain of mustard in the world. And they are all distressed by the loss and destruction that they see. And if they can prevent any destruction, they will do so with all their strength. But not so the wicked. They rejoice in the destruction of the world, and they destroy themselves, since in the way that a person measures, so is he measured. Unquote. A commentator added that it is forbidden to waste food, even if it will require time and effort to salvage it. Vegetarians use Bal Tashchit to argue that we must not eat animals. Environmentalists use it to argue in favor of strong measures to protect the environment and safeguard the whole earth, which is in danger because of human-enhanced climatic change. The commandments also grew into a principle that bans causing unnecessary suffering to animals. It's called Tsa'ar Ba'alei Hayim, or suffering of living creatures. Specifically, this is what Torah and Talmud enjoin us to do to ensure the welfare of animals. Do not eat any part of them while they are still alive. Do not make them work on Shabbat. Do not let them suffer or overburden them, even if they belong to an enemy. Do not kill a cow and her calf on the same day. Do not take young birds before sending away the mother birds. Do not harness two species together, because it would be unfair to the weaker one. Do not eat before they are fed. Do not cause them pain. Do not hunt them for sport, etc. This story in the Talmud teaches compassion to animals. Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi suffered of kidney stones and scurvy for 13 years. His sufferings came to him through a certain incident. A calf was being taken to the slaughter. It broke away, hid his head under the rabbi's skirts, and wailed in terror. He said to the calf, "Go, you were created for this." Thereupon they said in heaven, "Since he has no pity, let us bring suffering upon him." Unquote. All this connects with another teaching. Everything that God created has its use. The Midrash says, quote, the rabbis say, even those things that you may regard as completely superfluous to creation, such as fleas, gnats, and flies, even they were included in creation. And through all of them, the Holy One, blessed be He, executes His missions, even by means of a serpent, even by means of a scorpion, even by means of a gnat, even by means of a frog. Waste not, recycle, protect the earth. Shabbat Shalom.